Good afternoon, Mrs. Jesper. I understand that you are Jasmine's mom, so we're just going to kind of go through our session today, and I'm going to talk about some accomplishments she made and maybe some ways you can implement the activities we did today during our session at home. So I just want to start out by saying that your daughter was very engaged and motivated throughout the entire session, allowing for much growth and progress during each of the activities. And as you're aware, we'll just start out with our first activity. So we worked on her identification of her fluency patterns, or her disfluency patterns, so that she can become more aware of the times when her disorder becomes apparent and working on ways to overcome her disfluencies. So with today's activity, I had her read through an article passage from People magazine about fashion trends of the 2000s, which she seems to enjoy. And I just had her raise her hand when she noticed that she had a disfluency pattern, and she was able to do that with 90% accuracy, which was a huge accomplishment today. So I'm super proud of that, and we hope to keep maintaining that over the next couple of sessions and start applying that to her everyday communication, just with spontaneous communication with friends and family. So, and then as you know, we've started utilizing the bouncing technique with Jasmine. As I explained to you earlier, but I'll explain it again just in case you have any questions. The bouncing technique is when we take the first two syllables or the first two sounds of a word, and you know how Jasmine was starting to fall back on the syllable whenever she was having disfluency patterns. For example, she would say table. So we've started to try and focus on having her say the actual first two syllables or sounds of the word. For example, we would like her to start saying table, and then eventually moving that up to sentence level and conversational level. So focusing on that, she did a remarkable job with this technique and continues to show growth at each session. We started at the word level today. So future goals are to keep progressing with this technique to eventually build up to the conversation level again. And also we started to practice speaking in time with a metronome at 100 beats per minute, and to try to keep her speaking rate at a balanced time. We understand that sometimes she gets super excited and tries to rush through her speech, which causes disfluencies, and also sometimes she just can't. Sometimes she tries to go too slow. So we practiced it at 100 beats per minute. We're gonna start with that and then slowly increase that time. At first she was a bit nervous just because it is kind of awkward just to sit. If you think about it, sitting and speaking in time can be very awkward and very nerve-wracking at first, but once she got the hang of it and with more practice, I'm sure she will conquer that fear with her positive attitude and bubbly attitude. So a way that I would like for you guys to start trying to incorporate this at home is to possibly pick certain times of the day that you will have the metronome playing in the background and have everyone in the room or in the house speak with that metronome, just so that she doesn't feel as awkward, doesn't feel like she's being singled out and trying to practice this, but it could also be a fun activity for all of you guys to try at home. So I think that is a way to try and incorporate that activity into your home life. And as we know that Jasmine loves chatting on the phone with her friends and family, I incorporated a fake phone call activity today to work on her breathing techniques. Overall, she did a great job with just a few hiccups towards the end, again, probably because she was getting kind of tired since it was at the end of the session. But we were able to focus on the breathing at the conversational level, which I think is important, and hopefully she will be able to incorporate that into her everyday life conversation. So an activity for you guys to work on at home possibly is if you're just sitting around and you can stimulate that fake phone call if you want to write out a script, if you want to just try it with spontaneous conversation. Having Jasmine engage in a fake phone call with you, maybe using your real phones, fake phones, whatever you want, so she can not only continue to strengthen her breathing techniques, but also to strengthen her self-confidence. Do you have any questions for me? If not, thank you, and feel free to contact me if you have any further questions, and I'll see you next week at our next session. Thank you.